Hey everyone, it's Mackenzie. I'm your judicial chair for this year, and I'm here to present for you about the judicial process so we're all on the same page. I'm not able to be at chapter to present to you in person, so I appreciate you all bearing with me through this recording. I do think this information is important, and I want you all to pay attention to it as best as you can. I do have a random name picker on my phone, so I'll be asking some of you some questions throughout the presentation. So it is important for you to understand and pay attention. First, we're going to talk about why we need judicial. So I'm going to look at my random name picker, Rachel, and then Carly Pert. Can you each share a reason why you think we might need judicial? I'm sure Carly and Rachel both had wonderful answers. Now we'll kind of look into why Zeta says we need judicial. So, judicial ensures that we hold ourselves and our sisters accountable. And as members of Zeta, we're all part of something bigger than ourselves. So, people may not know your name, but they know that you're a Zeta, and we want to have a good representation on campus and throughout the community. We want Zeta to be associated with good things. So we need to hold ourselves accountable and do those good things. Okay, who can send someone to judicial? So anyone, any member of Alpha Mu, which is us, is able to send someone else to judicial. It's important to remember that sending someone to judicial is not anonymous. You will be known as the accuser, and you will be asked to attend the hearing, but all of you have the ability to send someone. So there are many reasons someone might be sent to judicial. If a member violates the chapter bylaws or the established policies and procedures, if a member fails to fulfill the duties and obligations of their membership, or if a member fails to act in the best interest of Zeta, are all reasons that they may go to judicial. While judicial is a helpful tool, we do need to remember that it shouldn't be our first option. We should always try and solve these problems ourselves before relying on judicial. Okay, next up on the name picker, we had Kate and then Brooklyn. If you two could go ahead and share an example of why somebody would be sent to judicial, that would be appreciated. I'm sure that Kate and Brooklyn came up with wonderful examples of violating the bylaws or failing to fulfill the duties that would result in a member ending up in judicial. Just so we're all on the same page, we'll look at a few more examples together. Okay, we're now going to play a little game called Does It Warrant Judicial? So we can kind of identify reasons someone should be sent to judicial and reasons someone should not be. Okay, next up on our name picker is Marin, so I'll have her answer this first scenario. So in this scenario, member Sally chose to play music very loudly during quiet hours last night. So Marin, do you think this is a situation that warrants judicial or maybe not? go ahead and share your thoughts with the group. While this is definitely against our policies and procedures, I think I would want to know more information really before making a final decision on this. At the moment, I would think, no, this really doesn't warrant judicial because no one has gone to ask Sally to turn her music down. No one's given Sally a warning. No one has tried to solve this problem themselves first, and therefore it doesn't really warrant judicial at this time. Now, the bottom scenario down there that says member Sally has played music very loudly during quiet hours for the past 3 nights, despite me asking her to turn the music down and 2 warnings from the housing manager. I would say that that warrants a judicial hearing because it is against the policies and procedures, and there have been multiple attempts at trying to solve the problem by the person who is annoyed by the music, and then also by involving the housing manager. Next, we are going to kind of look at an overview of the process of judicial. Okay, so first in this process, we have identified that a member has done something that is worthy of being sent to judicial. So they have broken the bylaws or been detrimental to Zeta Tau in some way, and somebody else has already tried to address the situation. The accuser will first contact me. There's my phone number, my room, and the judicial email. And I will help this accuser fill out the formal charges. Okay, this is exactly what the formal charge sheet looks like. So at the top, you need to select the grounds for the charges. So these should look familiar because these are the exact reasons we talked about having the ability to send somebody. Did they violate the bylaws? Did they fail to fulfill their duties? What is it that went wrong? And then down below in the section is where you're going to describe what happened, what time, where you were, what the surrounding circumstances were, as well as what has already been tried or attempted to solve the situation. Next, I set a time and a date and a place for the hearing. Most hearings this semester have taken place in the sunroom, but that could always change. After that's decided, I will let the accuser, the accused, and the committee that will be attending all know the place and time to meet. At the hearing, I read directly from a judicial book, so it's the exact same process for everyone, and the accused will have the opportunity to either agree or disagree with the charges. Let's look at what it means to agree with the charges. So this is similar to pleading guilty in a courtroom. Agreeing with the charges lets the Judicial Committee know that you think the charges are truthful and you did it. When you agree with the charges, you also accept the consequence that the Judicial Committee may choose. When this route of agreeing is selected, the accused does have the opportunity to give a statement to the Judicial Committee before any deliberations occur. However, the accuser will not be asked to join the hearing if the accused chooses to agree with the charges. Okay, now we're going to look at what it means to disagree with the charges. So this option is picked when you think that the charges against you are not true, they are not factual, And this will lead to a full hearing taking place. And in this hearing, the accuser and the accused will both have an opportunity to present their evidence to the Judicial Committee, and they're even able to call on witnesses. After hearing from both sides, the Judicial Committee will then deliberate and decide if action is necessary. So after any hearing, whether the accused chooses to agree or disagree, the Judicial Committee, which consists of 4 members, the ex officio members, which is the president and the judicial chair, and the judicial advisor, will all meet to discuss and determine the appropriate action that needs to be taken, or the sanctions. And then this notice of action will be delivered within 48 hours after the hearing to the accused. Some reminders about the judicial process is that it's confidential, so this should not be discussed amongst friends. The judicial process serves to hold others accountable and is not meant to hurt individuals. And this process, again, should only be used after you have attempted to solve the problem yourself. This can't be your first go-to option. So that's kind of a quick overview of the judicial process. If you have questions right away, hopefully Destiny is there at chapter and is willing to answer those for you. She was the judicial chair last year. If she's not there, or she doesn't know the answer, or you'd like to ask me, there is my phone number again. That's probably the best way to get the fastest response from me. Thank you all for your attention and your time.